Well, lads, welcome. Today we have, by the way, Chris and Kia from the Ponderosa Festival. They started this festival last year. I think it was a crazy idea to start a festival the way they did, but let's hear more about it. So, guys, you started a festival. How did that happen? How do you start a festival?
Well, basically, well, how did we start the festival? We started last year. 2 years ago, we put on a party at my dad's farm in Oliver. So that's kind of the story behind how it all started. And so it was an orchard party. You know, my dad has fresh plums and peaches and nectarines like we're used to here in the Okanagan. Yeah, and so it was brought a lot of friends from the coast, especially, and from Calgary as well. And yeah, we just had a great time. We ended up, it just kind of built every week. More people wanted to come, and I just kind of told my dad, okay, maybe we'll have 30, maybe 40, maybe 50. And it wasn't really a festival. It was just kind of a party for a long weekend. And yeah, I had a buddy DJing, and just kind of, it was a great party, lot of camping and good times. And then yeah, we went to Sasquatch earlier in the year, and we kind of had the ideas around the time of my dad's party, and said, hey, we should just do a festival.
Sounds like a great idea.
Basically,
exactly. Yeah. It was actually, yeah, and then it wasn't long after that, we actually had like a serious talk. We're like, we need a location, and I grew up sort of in Rock Creek, and the Rock Creek Fairgrounds came to mind right away, and we booked it, kind of a few emails, and we booked it, and it's been like a 2-year roller coaster ride, like pretty much since then.
I remember hearing, like, because I was like, man, I've never seen such a guerrilla marketing campaign for a festival ever. Like, you guys, it just seemed like you were driving all around BC for the whole 2 months before. Is that kind of accurate? Like,
yeah, actually, last summer I quit my job, like halfway through the season, and I just decided, I said, you know what, like, we got to push this thing. We got to, so put posters and stuff, and drove all the way out to Nelson and the Kootenays and around Vancouver, and we made trips on like the weekend to Kelowna and out to events, and
we basically put on we did all the website. We never built the website before, but we said, okay, we got to put a website.
You built your own website too?
Built our own website, and then we ended up doing all our social media, and like, you know.
Definitely we needed.
Well, I was glad to get your email to see you're doing it again, because sometimes festivals sometimes are one-off, and people don't get around to doing them again based on, whoa, I had no idea how much, so you guys have a large network. You guys kind of pulled. It seems like you're expanding that network, and then choosing your artists. Like, how do you pick your artists for the festival?
Well, that's a good one. Actually, the artists are something we sort of just pick at, you know, what we like. We have an idea of what we want.
What's your festival?
Yeah, it's our festival, and so we're like, if we don't like it, it won't be there. But it's yeah, so we wanted something BC, but this year we really wanted to add some other elements.
You get a band coming from Portland or something?
Yeah, two bands are coming from Portland. Plants and Animals are coming from Montreal.
Yeah.
Wow. So yeah, so
just for this gig?
Just for this.
Yeah, that's right.
Really?
Yeah, so we're bringing them, sort of giving people a little bit more, and the other artists, you know, we've met along the way, or we've connected in different ways.
Yeah, it kind of, first off, we started off with last year when we were starting to talk about this. We have some friends that are in various bands, like 2 bands that played last year, like Golden Youth and Bestie, and so we kind of started with those guys and said, hey, you know, this is what we're thinking, and obviously these guys are stoked on the idea, just like everybody else we talked to about it. And
bands want gigs.
Yeah,
and people want to party. So it's and you got both.
It's the right industry. Yeah,
and go from there, and then we're talking to agents. Next thing you know, we're writing contracts and all these kinds of things. So it's it was definitely a big learning curve, but awesome. Like, it's been a great experience so far. We've learned a lot, and yeah, so excited for this year.
So it's been going on for a couple of years. Like, do you guys now have a chance to think of the vision for the festival, or do you now have a chance to think of, oh, we would love to get to the place where we can book this act, whatever that act? I mean, do you have any thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, well, like from the beginning, we've always thought it was a long-term project. You know, like 1 year doesn't make sense. You can't get into the festival thing and think, you know, you're gonna make it in your first year. So we've
reputation.
Why is wait? Because some people think that.
Yeah, they do, and we're like, no, you got to take time, and you got to focus on the right things, and our focus has kind of been the artists first, and said if we treat them right, make them happy, and get the sound right, then, you know, the crowds will come, and it'll sort of grow that way. And I think we see it going to somewhere, organically, and we want to keep that small festival feel. It's not something we aspire to be like massive. We want that sort of personal, small feel, and if it takes us a few years to kind of get there, and that's, I think, where we'd probably kind of hold it if we can get to that. So,
what's that number like?
Well, we can't really pin a number down. I think
roughly,
you know, a few thousand. You know, kind of the idea we have, because you know, there's a lot of these big festivals, and you know, we're not looking to compete against these big guys because we can't. First of all, we don't have the resources, and we're trying to attract a kind of niche kind of crowd kind of thing, and focus on the music and like
it feels like a small community festival. It feels like a community, and not small as in like the size, but like it just feels like a tight knit community festival is what it feels.
And we're
like.
not sacrificing, quality of bands and all that kind of thing. There's a lot of up and coming bands that we're trying to give exposure to. That's kind of the big focus of the festival. But we're also we're trying to get some bigger names. At least this year, we're trying to step it up a bit more.
So it feels like that because you're really truly offering bands that maybe people haven't heard of a chance to play in your festival. That's when I looked at your list, I'm like, man, those are a lot of new names. So how do you choose which bands to take a chance on? Like I bet that same question, but you're taking a chance on new bands. Like that's something that festivals don't often do. They go with the ones that are known, right? So
yeah, we've kind of wanted the approach of we want to get a reputation for like people will sort of trust us. Like last year we went and everyone was like, every single band was amazing. Like they left with like stacks of CDs and
they weren't very well known. Yeah,
they weren't. People didn't recognize the names. And I mean, it's not as easy to sell your festival. Like you need that headliner, right? People need to. They want to, as we know. Sure. But I think we're going to keep going down this road, and people will learn. Like if you come to Ponderosa, it's going to be a solid lineup from top to bottom. You know, it's going to be good music, and it's going to be every band we've thought about a lot and listened to a lot, and we want it to go that way. So
now I hear your production company might have been it has a Kelowna connection.
So we started our own company called 367 Productions.
Yeah, and
so once we got into the festival, obviously we wanted to be smart and make sure it's all dealt with kind of properly as its own business. So yeah, 367. We had a tough time coming up with a name, but we met in Kelowna about close to 6 years ago, I think it was.
Okay.
And the way we met was through friends, and I was staying at a house on 367 Phipps Crescent, which is in Rutland, and then Chris ended up moving into that house after me. But we met around that time when I was living there, so. 367. It was kind of the name of the house. Everyone called it the 367. Like it was the place where we had some good parties. And
back then it was a place to be. Now Ponderosa Festival was a place to be. So
it was a good name.
Pretty much all of our friends at some point lived in that house. It was like it was like someone would move out and someone would move in. So like and that's the idea. We wanted like all of a bigger party basically. Same vibe. It was just always fun at that house and parties, and so like, well, let's call it 367 Productions and put on the same sort of events, just bigger.
Well, let's tell folks how to get the tickets and stuff. So, I mean, you got, what's the website, information, all that fun stuff, the lineup, whatever you want to talk about. Like,
so our website is www.ponderosafestival.com. So all one word, ponderosafestival.com. We're on Facebook and Twitter. It's at Ponderosa Fest.
And the lineup this year? Who's lineup this year? Who's playing?
Yeah.
Wow. So this year we're excited to bring Ladyhawk back. Okay. Ladyhawk's they've been sort of on a bit of a hiatus, sort of doing their thing, and they're doing a little tour. So we're super excited to get those guys back. We've got Blouse and Wampire, which are from Portland. Wampire. Yeah, they're just, I've been addicted to that Wampire album.
What kind of style is Wampire? Like Vampire rock or something? Or what?
It's sort of like an indie rock.
And it's got kind of a dark kind of
sound to it. And it's got like a heavy bass line and stuff. Okay. It's really good.
Yeah, so Plants and Animals from Montreal are coming out, so that's going to be an awesome show as well.
So what kind of style are they? Like
they're more rock and indie,
He's got that sort of Lou Reed sort of vocals to him. It's just...
We'll put some videos right after this one so people
have to totally. And I mean, they were at the Commodore a few years ago, the ballroom in Vancouver. And Braids is another band that's sort of really kind of on the rise at the moment. They're from Calgary or Edmonton?
I think they're originally from Calgary, I believe, but they're
now in
Montreal
right as well, so they're making the trip out. And
well, it really truly just sounds like folks should just come buy a ticket and go down there for what, the weekend, the day? Like, how's it set up?
Yeah, so we have weekend passes on sale. We have early bird on sale right now for $99. So
$99 for the whole
weekend?
weekend?
So that's the
thing. Does
thing.
That include camping or is it like
Friday, Saturday, Sunday? We have music starting Friday night. Camping is included. And
parking is included.
We have Saturday, Sunday, pretty much all day. We have music running on both stages.
Okay.
About 30 bands, so it's quite a deal. Yeah.
Okay, good.
We wanted to keep it from the beginning like affordable. Like it's our ticket price is something we actually want to advertise, as some of the festivals might not want us to talk too much about that. But it's the one of the things is it's reasonable. Like we want it's
weekend. That's
for $125 for the regular price, camping, parking, party, food vendors, artists, painting projects and visuals.
People spend that in parking on.
Exactly.
That's true.
No, we actually made a list that we don't have on me right now, but things you can buy for $125.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll maybe include that in the story.
So there was something was it 200 cheeseburgers?
Well, I know you guys have been driving around, so I really appreciate your time today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
To go buy your tickets and stuff, and thanks for coming up today.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks so much.
All the best this summer.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, take care.